Hey there, welcome to Pod and Deliver. Today we have Rudy. That's the film we're reviewing today, starring Sean Astin as Rudy, Ned Beatty as Daniel Rudiger, Charles Dutton as Fortune, Vince Vaughn, and you actually will see Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau in the film as well. Ruben, this came out in 1993. Let me tell you why I love it. It's because it's 30 years ago, and that's been 30 years that I've been married to my beautiful wife. I saw this on my in my honeymoon in Canada. So you know what, Ruben? I love this film. If I am able to show one film at the end of the year, it's Rudy to the kids. You know, the last day of school. This is a great last day of the film, last day of the school year film. It stars. It's about a young man. True story, actually, right? If you haven't seen it, it's about a young man who really loves Notre Dame football. And he's a small dude, though. He did well in high school, but not in the college level. And you see him live his dream. He goes to well, first off, he doesn't always get all the attention from his family regarding support. But you see him go to a junior college, right? I think it's called Holy Cross College, and he's there and with the aspiration of going to Notre Dame. So the film takes you with him just applying every semester to go to Notre Dame and rejecting, he finally gets in, right? And so I like the film room because you see him never giving up. I love it. It's a great message. There's a character in the film. I mentioned his name already. His name is Fortune, by Charles Dutton. And this man, he has a great speech towards the end of the film where he tells him, you know what, Rudy's wanting to quit football, because he's saying, I'm never going to suit up for Notre Dame football, even though I tried all these years to get on the team, and finally I'm on the scrimmage team, but I can't get on the game day team. And he goes, I'm going to quit. And the guy's like, what? You did 4 years. You were at this great university. And he goes off and this is a great mentor. I think you feel like you need people like this in your life. And he was that person to push him forward, to say, hey, get back on that field, because you know what? I was on that field and I made some bad mistakes because I thought there was race involved and I didn't play. And now I see you. Don't make the same mistake. Get out there, even though you may not play, be there, support your team. And I just love that, because also this life of his, people are watching him. Other players are watching him. They're rooting for him. His siblings eventually all go to college. He has like 7 siblings who fall. Nobody in the Rutger family went to college until Rudy did. And then after that, he had a different trajectory for his family. So I love that part of the film, that other people are being influenced by him, and not only other people that are in college with him, but his siblings. Ruben, how'd you feel about it? Do you love it as much as I did?
I like it. Love is a strong word, but I do like the movie, and I will say as well that it's for the whole family. That's for sure. This movie in my memory was about that final scene. Okay, so in my memory, it's I don't want to give away too much. Not that there's that much to give away, but it's this guy who gets to, play and that final scene. But as I rewatched it all these years later, what really struck me was his tenacity and his service. So we all want something, maybe. We all want to accomplish something, and we get pushed back maybe in achieving a goal. And sometimes we want to give up right away. It really hit me hard how this guy did not take no for an answer. I'm thinking about that particular scene in which he walks to the coach's office and the secretary says no, and he pushes past her, hey, coach, and he doesn't take no for an answer. I'm also thinking about the scene in which he says to one of the coaches, I'll do anything. I'll be your assistant. I will. He was thinking humbly. He was thinking service. And remember, the way he improved his grades to get to Notre Dame was he helped the Favreau character meet girls and overcome his shame. He was supporting that's such a good lesson of the idea of being willing to take that service role, or to be humbly, people who became directors started off pulling cables and things like that. So to do that, to be willing to humble yourself. And finally, when he opens the letter of acceptance to Notre Dame, he starts to cry. And I thought to myself, Every one of us should always be aspiring to something, no matter your age, no matter where you're at. Is there something you're trying to achieve? I think that's what gives people hope, that they're not settling for things. They're not just saying, oh, I'm teaching now. For example, our teaching podcast, it's this is what I do now. I teach. No, what are you trying? Are you trying to be teacher of the year? Are you trying to get your students to this? There should always be something that you're aspiring to. And I think depression might creep in if you're not there, if you're not aiming for something.
And to go with
Bigger
the
than-
service though, Ruben, isn't it true though that when you're doing that, you're actually servicing others because others are looking to you, right? For that, to also be encouraged to press on.
Well, yeah, well, what I meant was his service specifically. He was willing to serve to reach that higher level. But the thing about what I am referring to, the second part, is you have to have an individual goal. Sometimes people won't see you. So, I mean, maybe that if you're lucky, people will be inspired, but a lot of times people don't notice. But you notice, you know, if you're trying to achieve something, you're hitting a goal that's way high. Often it's way higher than it should be high. It should be a big thing. Like him going to Notre Dame, especially on the football team, is pretty much impossible. In a lot, you know,
Yeah.
the grades thing,
6 or something. Yeah.
getting pounded, but he never quit. And then that's what drove him. I liked it for the reasons I mentioned.
Good. Well, thank you, Ruben. Yes, if you haven't seen Rudy, watch it. And thank you for being with us here on Pod and Deliver. We hope to see you very soon. Have a good night. Bye-bye.